on some of the success stories. Well, the Australian Small Business Awards were held in Sydney on Sunday, and they're designed to recognise new and upcoming Australian businesses and entrepreneurs. Jo Shanahan, director and owner of DVE Business Solutions, reached the finals of the awards in the category of Service Businesses of the Year. DVE started 6 years ago and has seen its revenues increase by 600% over the past 5 years. It aims to increase business efficiency by using customised systems and processes. Jo Shanahan joins us live from our Adelaide studio. Jo, thank you so much for your time today. First of all, tell us a little bit about the company and how you came up with the idea.
Hi, thanks very much for having me. Basically, DVE Business Solutions, we provide process improvement, custom technology and training across a variety of different industries. My background's actually in mechanical engineering, and I came from a senior manufacturing role at Holden building cars, and that was about 6 years ago. My mum at the same time was just working for herself, working in universities, and as I left Holden to start another business, which was actually an import business, I found that the Australian dollar at the time wasn't very conducive to a successful import business, so I actually just started helping Mum a little bit on the side. And through that we found that our work together provided solutions that were very complementary to each other and were quite unique in the space that we were working. And it wasn't really that much of a planned thing, but it's really evolved since then, and we've just gone from strength to strength. Okay,
so just give us a couple of examples of the work you do.
So we build customised solutions really. So we have a focus on process improvement. So we'll often go into a business, we'll improve a process, and instead of picking an off-the-shelf system that maybe you have to work the process around the system to get the best efficiency, we actually build a system specific to the process, and then we work with the people who are going to be using the system to develop it. So you get really good ownership and empowerment and a lot more engagement, so it becomes a sustainable solution for the business rather than something that, you know, people see as more of a hindrance.
Okay, so what are some of the industries you've worked in with these solutions?
Primarily we've worked in education, but we've actually broadened our scope quite a lot in the last few years. So education, not-for-profits, health and government are some of the larger sort of sectors that we operate in.
Okay, so we're talking more technological solutions like computer systems?
Oh yeah, sure. So sometimes it might be. It might just be a process, so it might be a matter of just actually mapping out a process, working out with people what the best way to do something is in a standardised way and helping them achieve that. Or it might be actually an online database or something with some workflow. Like, so if you're working on a process and the most effective solution for everyone is actually to have an online form with some workflow, then we can actually build that form as well. So it can be either or both, or mixed together.
Okay, and how hard was it to start up DVE? What kind of issues did you encounter in the early stages of development?
Yeah, I mean, starting businesses is always challenging, but we, because it was sort of a bit of an evolutionary process, there weren't that many challenges really early on, because we kind of were just like, oh, this is a good idea, we'll just keep going. But I think the challenges really started to come when we made a conscious decision to grow the business, and then we started looking at things like, you know, building culture and getting consistency of culture across different offices, worrying about, you know, getting the right people for that culture, and how do we grow those people, and as we get bigger, how do we give them the attention and the learning that maybe when we were smaller a lot of our team got. And of course there's sort of typical, you know, cash flow and business development type issues as well that everyone has.
And what are your plans for the future?
We've got sort of pretty serious global growth plans, so it's very, very exciting. We have a office in Sydney and in Adelaide, and we work in New Zealand and all around Australia at the moment. But I've just come back from an overseas trip to the UK, which is sort of the next area that we're looking at moving into. And more locally, we're working on a series of conferences. So we've got a productivity and innovation conference. We're starting in Adelaide in October, Sydney in November, and we're going to be rolling them out across the country next year as well.
Okay, fantastic. Just finally, is there anything you think in terms of government policy or red tape that needs to be cut? What would help you in that kind of area?
I think there It's sometimes difficult. We really pride ourselves on having a flexible work environment, you know, for our team and working with them. And sometimes I want to give them flexibility that I feel constricted. So, you know, and a good example is working from home. Like, I'd really love to be able to offer a working from home policy, and with all the WHS restrictions and things, that's actually quite an onerous administrative thing to worry about. And so as a result, that's a hard thing to do. So that sort of thing would be really helpful.
Okay, great. Jo, thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Thanks very much.
Jo Shanahan there, Director and Owner of DVE Business Solutions.